This is Amaya Taylor, Amelia Sprinkles-DeBac, and Ava Kwan's final church history project on the Spanish Inquisition. What led to the Spanish Inquisition? The Spanish Inquisition was established in 1478 by Ferdinand and Isabella, the Catholic monarchs of Spain, to enforce religious unity after the Reconquista. They aimed to solidify Catholic rule by targeting Jews and Muslims, especially those who had converted to Christianity, conversos and moriscos, suspecting them of secretly practicing their former religions. The Inquisition also helped consolidate royal power by weakening the influence of local nobility and clergy. It was driven by religious intolerance, a desire for political control, and the goal of religious uniformity. Over the centuries, it led to torture, execution, and expulsion of thousands, leaving lasting cultural and social consequences for Spain. The big events. In 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella issued the Alhambra Decree, expelling Jews from Spain or forcing them to convert to Christianity, marking a shift in the Spanish Inquisition's focus from conversion to identifying heretics. The Inquisition was officially established in 1478, with Tomás de Torquemada as the most notorious Grand Inquisitor, intensifying the persecution of conversos, converted Jews, and moriscos, converted Muslims. Public executions, known as autos de fe, were carried out, including a famous one in Seville in 1481. These events reflect the brutal efforts to enforce religious uniformity and political control in Spain. The outcome. The Spanish Inquisition had a profound impact on Spain. It led to the expulsion or forced conversion of Jews and Muslims. It weakened Spain's economy and intellectual life. It also stifled intellectualism, with scholars fearing persecution, which limited Spain's participation in the Renaissance. The Inquisition fostered a culture of fear, encouraging denunciations and consolidating royal power. During colonial expansions, the Inquisition extended to the Americas, imposing Catholic doctrines and suppressing indigenous religions, shaping the cultural landscape of the New World. The conclusion. The Inquisition began to decline in the 17th century due to changing political and religious landscapes, but it was not officially abolished until 1834, almost 400 years later. When Spain was moving towards modernity and religious intolerance was becoming increasingly unpopular. The Spanish Inquisition was a defining event in Spanish and world history. It was motivated by religious intolerance and the desire for political control, but it also had deep, long-lasting effects on the culture, religion, and society. By understanding the Inquisition's causes, key events, and lasting impact, we gain insight into the dark side and the importance of human rights and religious freedom today. Although this is just the big picture of the Spanish Inquisition, it is important to understand that each and every person who was crucified or simply faced brutality, being forced to change their religion or pack up their things to flee the country, had their own story. This is important because it's easy to take sides in history, but looking at every perspective, the crucified and the crucifier, allows a better worldview. Our imagery. For our imagery, we chose to make a scene of people being crucified, the autos de fe. This is an event that many people recognize from the Spanish Inquisition, and we thought that it really encapsulated what it was really about. It is a dark scene, and it can be hard for people to view or think about, but to many, it was their reality. Some sources that we used. A book was The Spanish Inquisition, a historical revision by Henry Common. A journal was the article from the Journal of Spanish Cultural Studies. And one website that we used was the Encyclopedia Britannica. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Amelia, Amaya, and Ava's presentation guide. So step 1 is eye contact. We want to make sure that we are scanning the room, not looking at just individual people and having super big tunnel vision, staring right at your teacher or only your best friend. We want to make sure we're not staring straight at the floor or straight at the ceiling, but just scanning the room left to right, making eye contact with everyone in the class. This really engages your viewers and shows that you're trying to speak with them and really have a conversation with them and teach them stuff instead of just shoving all your words in their face. So step 2 is your vocal range. Would it be nice if someone is shouting their whole presentation at you or whispering it? No. You want to make sure that the person at the opposite end of the room can hear you because they deserve to hear your presentation just as much as the people closest to you. Step 3 is pausing for emphasis. If someone said their whole presentation super fast in 30 seconds, that is just not helpful. We want someone who can pause, who can breathe, and who can really put the emphasis on the words that need to be emphasized, that are really important. So just take a second to breathe because as the presenter, this gives you a lot of advantage because a lot of people get very, very nervous going up to present. So just taking time to breathe will allow you to have time to figure out what you're going to say next. So step 4 is your ability to teach and not read. Say this was my presentation screen. You don't want to turn your back to your whole audience because all these steps that we just talked about to help with your presentation will be useless if you just turn around and stare at the screen and read off. You don't have to know your entire presentation by heart because it's totally okay to look back once or twice and reference your screen. Just try and face your audience as much as you can and use all these tools that we have given you. It's totally okay to look back once or twice, remember that. Just refresh your memory and keep on going with your presentation. No one's perfect, but try your best to keep calm and know that you got it. Bye guys, have fun.